Oh, hi. You must be my next appointment. Have a seat. Just getting some notes down. Just bear with me for just a moment. Okay. How are you? And what brings you in today? You're dealing with anxiety and depression. Okay. How are you feeling right now? Okay. Physically, how do you feel? Are you dealing with any aches, any pains, any issues? Okay. How often do you have these episodes of anxiety and depression? Okay. And what do you usually do to deal with these episodes? All right. Good. So, what we're going to do today is I'm just going to do a basic checkup just to see if how you're doing physically. It's quick. It shouldn't be too long. It's nothing as thorough as if you were to go get like a physical exam. But it's just something. Just a checkup just to kind of see where you're at physically. And then after that, what we're going to do is it's the psychoanalysis portion of the session. Just kind of where I see where you're at mentally, emotionally, and based off both those assessments, that's going to help me steer next session, which is next week. That's going to help me kind of steer where we're going to go in that direction, okay? Alrighty. So let's just start off with getting some basic info. I have your name and date of birth, but I just want to double check. What is your name and date of birth? Okay. Alright, so we got. Alrighty. And I just want to make sure. Is that the contact information that you provided with us? Is that your contact? Okay, good. Do you have anyone else that you would like to provide as an emergency contact? Okay. And their relation to you? And what's their number? Okay. Okie dokie. So, like I said, we're just going to do a quick checkup to see how you're doing overall. This shouldn't take too long. Give me one sec. Let's try my stethoscope. A few other tools. We can go ahead and get started and just set this down here. I'm just going to listen for your heartbeat, see how that's doing. Just relax. Alright. Take a deep breath in for me. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. All right? Just go behind you. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Okay? Breathe in. And breathe out. 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 Good. Okay. Alright, so, put my finger right here. I want you to touch your nose. Right? Touch my finger. Good. Use the other hand. Touch your nose. Touch my finger. Good. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and check your eyes. I'm going to show you the chart right here, and I'm going to say a line, and I want you to read that line, okay? Alright? Can you read line 1 for me? Should be pretty easy. Good. Could you read line 3? Good. And how many letters on line 3? Good. Okay. Could you read line 4 for me, please? Good. All right. Now cover one eye. Read line 2 for me. Good. How many letters? Perfect. Keep that eye covered. Read line 4 for me. And how many letters? Good. Cover the other eye. Read line 5. How many letters? Good. And now read line 2 for me. Keep that eye covered. How many letters? Good. All right. Keep that eye covered. What's the color of this line? Good. Cover the other eye. What's the color of this one? Good. What's the color of the letters? Good. Now cover the other eye again. What's the color of this sheet of paper? Beautiful. All right. Now we're going to check your field of vision. I'm going to move my hands into your field of vision. As soon as they enter, let me know, okay? You can point at them if you want, or you can just tell me, okay? Good. 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 Perfect. Cover one eye. Same thing. Good. 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 Cover the other eye. Same thing. Good. 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 Alright. Alright, now focus on the spot behind me. Good. I'm just going to check your eyes with this light. Alright. Keep focusing on that spot. Good. All right. Keep your eyes open. Look up for me. Look down. Look left. And right. Okay. Blink for me. Perfect. All right. How many fingers am I holding up? Good. How many fingers am I holding up? Good. How many fingers? Good. How many? Cover one eye. How many fingers? How many fingers? How many fingers? Good. Cover the other eye. How many fingers? How many fingers? Good. Now, I want you to follow this pin. Just with your eyes, keep your head still, okay? Cover one eye. Same thing, follow the pin. With your eyes, keep your head still. Cover the other eye, please. Same thing, follow the pin. Perfect. All right. Open, I'm going to stick this in your mouth just to keep your tongue down, and I'm just going to use the light to see if there's any redness or anything going on in there, all right? So just open up for me, please. Open up. Good, good. Okay. Looks good. All right. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I want you to close your eyes. I'm going to make some sounds in each ear, and I just need you to let me know if you're hearing it on the left or the right, okay? All right. Close your eyes. Which side? Good. Which side? Good. Which side? Good. Which side? Perfect. Now, I'm going to make two different sounds. Keep your eyes closed. And I need you to let me know if you hear any rubbing, which is this, or clicking, which is that, okay? So let me know which sound do you hear, the rubbing or the clicking, okay? Keep your eyes closed. Mm-hmm. Good. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. Keep your eyes closed. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch you with the back of my pen, which is really soft and rubbery, and the front of it, which isn't, the pen's not out, you'll just kind of feel like a little metal sensation. It shouldn't hurt, it just should feel different. And I want you to let me know, is it soft, which you'll feel right here, that's the back, or if it's sharp, which is the front. And again, it's not sharp at all, it's dull. The pen's not out, so you should just feel a little metal sensation, alright? So now that you kind of have an overall understanding of what each feels like, I'm going to touch your face, which either side, I need you to let me know whether it's soft or sharp, okay? Keep your eyes closed. Soft or sharp? Okay. Soft or sharp? Cool. Soft or sharp? Okay. Soft or sharp? Beautiful. Alright, you can open your eyes. Alrighty. So, the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to go ahead and move on to the psychoanalysis portion of the session. Now, again, based on the results that I got from the first portion and what I'm going to get from this portion, that's how we're going to kind of steer next session around. Set this down here. Don't need that anymore. Okay. Alright. So, basically what we're going to do in this portion is kind of see where your brain is and how you're processing things. So to start, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few images. It's an ink blot test. And you're going to tell me if these images remind you of something, if they trigger a thought, trigger a feeling. How do you feel looking at these images? Anything. And based off what I get from that, I'll make a note of it, and we'll continue after with the ink blot test. We'll continue with the questionnaire, and then after that you should be good to go. Okay? Yeah. The first initial meeting is usually just kind of getting the analysis of the patient, what the patient's going through, what kind of things may trigger the patient, what could be a possible trigger, so that way, during the sessions I don't make any mistakes on triggering you in any sort of way. And that's kind of why we do this whole analysis portion first, and at least in the first session, just so we know, who we're dealing with and what we're dealing with. Alrighty, so just sit tight. Let me just get everything all prepped. Okay? Alright. Alrighty. So, the first image I'm going to show you is this. Now, I need you to let me know if it causes any sort of trigger. Does it remind you of anything? Do you have any emotional response towards the photo? And just look at it for as long as you can, as long as you want to. Okay. All right. So upon looking upon the image, how do you feel? First feeling that comes up when you look at the image. Okay? Does it trigger anything? Okay. Any thoughts? So describe, like, what did you see? Like, what did you see? Emotionally, how did you feel? Just give me the best description you can give. Mm-hmm. Okay. Any reason why you feel this way? Okay. All right. Well, we'll keep that for that image. 2 more to go. Okay. Now tell me how you feel when you see this image. If you need time to just kind of think about it, give yourself that time. How do you feel? Does it trigger anything? Does it make you feel a certain way? Does it remind you of anything? Take your time. Perfect. Okay. All right, and any triggers? Okay. Emotional, physical? Okay. And describe kind of what you feel. Like, what did you see? How did you feel overall? And what was that like? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Any reason why that may have triggered that? Okay. Alright. Well, keep that for that image. We have one more. You're doing great. Don't worry about it. There's no right or wrong answers for any of this. It's just kind of speaking. Just getting an overall assessment. That's all. So don't worry. You're not failing any tests. You're not making any mistakes. You're doing great. Okay. One more image. How does this image make you feel? Does it trigger anything? Any sort of emotional response? Trigger any fears, phobias, anything of the sort? Just going to hold it up for a little bit. No worries. Take your time. Okay. And did it bring up any thoughts? Any triggers? Okay. All right. How did you feel overall looking at it? Just, what did you see? What did you see in the image? Is there anything that it reminded you of or anything like that? Any relation? Okay. Okay. All right. And why do you think it may have made you feel that way? Okay. 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 So we're done with that. Now I have a couple of questions I'm going to ask, just to kind of get a more general, even deeper sense of what you're dealing with. And then I'll move on to the other questionnaires, and that'll kind of give me an even deeper sense of what you're going through, okay? So, when you're having these episodes, what do you do to provide yourself with relief? It could be a hobby, it could be smoking, drinking, depending on what you do, how you cope with it. Okay. Yeah, just basically how do you cope with your episodes. Okay. And do you drink? Okay. How often? Okay. Smoke? How often? Doesn't matter. Cigarettes? Anything? Okay. Alright. And how frequent are these episodes? Once a week, twice a week, every other week, once a day, twice a day? Okay. Are you on any sort of medication for these episodes right now, or medication for anything else physically you could be dealing with? Okay. Are you aware that maybe these medications may be causing any shifts in your mood, your thought process? Okay. Yeah, you just gotta check all the boxes. Okay. Alrighty. Now we'll go ahead and move on to the questionnaire. I think I got pretty much what I needed there. So we're going to start off with the Hamilton rating scale for anxiety. I'm going to read a couple of words, phrases, and you tell me based on number 0 to about 4, your anxiety level. So 0 would be none, 4 would be like disabling bad, like severe disabling. 3 is severe, 2 is moderate, 1 is mild. So, in regards to anxiousness, worries, anticipation of the worst, fearful anticipation, irritability, what would be your rating for that? during these episodes on a daily basis. Okay. Say about him, okay. And during the episodes would be about okay. Tension. Feelings of tension, fatigability, startled response, move to tears easily, trembling, feelings of restlessness, inability to relax on a daily basis. What's your rating for this? Like, how bad does it get? Okay. And during the episode, that's understandable. Okay. Right. Insomnia, which is difficulty sleeping, difficulty falling asleep, broken sleep, unsatisfying sleep and fatigue on waking, dreams, nightmares, night terrors on a daily basis. How often do you experience these? Okay, and during the episode, the rating. Okay, cool. Okay. So we're going to look at cognitive next. Difficulty concentrating. Poor memory. On a scale of 0 to 4, how often do you experience this? On a daily basis. Alright, and during the episodes? Okay. Okay. Depressed mood, loss of interest, lack of pleasure in hobbies, depression, early waking, and mood swings. How often do you experience those on a daily basis? Scale of 0 to 4. Okay. Alright. And during the episodes, how severe does it get? Okay. Okay. Aches, pains, twitching, stiffness, jerks, grinding of teeth. These are all muscle movements that you could experience during these episodes on a daily basis. Any unsteady voice, increase in muscular tone. Alright, the severity on a daily basis. Okay, and the severity during the episode. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to move on to cardiovascular. Palpitations, chest pains, throbbing of vessels, feelings of fainting, missed heartbeat. What's the severity on a daily basis? Okay. And what's the severity during an episode? Alright. Now, respiratory symptoms, pressure or constriction in the chest, choking feeling, sighing, etc. How often do you, what's the severity, the severity on a daily basis, okay, and on, during the episode. Okay. Cool. So we're going to move into the gastrointestinal symptoms. Difficulty swallowing, any sort of, gaseous sensation in the stomach, bloating, abdominal pain, burning sensations, abdominal fullness, basically feeling pretty gassy, in other words. Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, loss of weight. Are you experiencing those? What's the severity on a daily basis? Okay. And during an episode? Alright. Alright. And now we're just going to look at the, let's see. Alright. Alright, so we're going to look at the autonomic symptoms. Dry mouth, flushing, parlor, tendency to sweat, tension headaches, anything. Okay, and the severity on the daily basis, and severity during the attack. Okay, and the final one will be behavior. Fidgetness, restlessness or pacing, tremor of the hands, furrowed brow, strained face, sighing or rapid respiration, facial parlor, swallowing, belching, brisk tendon jerks, dilated pupils. Severity on a daily basis. Okay. And during the episode. Okay. Alright. So, I'm going to calculate those results later on. And now we move into the final questionnaire. Now, this questionnaire is a lot different than the other one. I'm going to read a couple statements, and you let me know which statements suit you the most. Okay? I'll try to be quick with this. So, number 1, I do not worry about my health. That's A. I occasionally worry about my health. That's B. I spend much time worrying about my health. That's C. I spend most of my time worrying about my health. That's D. Which statement suits you the best? Okay. Number 2, I notice aches and pains less than most people. I notice aches and pains much as most people. I notice aches and pains more than most people. I am aware of aches and pains in my body all the time. Which one sits with you the most? I can read again, that's fine. A, I notice aches and pains less than most people. B, I notice aches and pains much as other people. C, I notice aches and pains more than other people. D, I am aware of aches and pains in my body all the time. Okay. Number 3, A, as a rule, I am not aware of bodily sensations or changes. B, sometimes I am aware of bodily sensations or changes. C, I am often aware of bodily sensations or changes. Or D, I am constantly aware of bodily sensations or changes. Okay. There are no wrong answers. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. Number 4. Resisting thoughts of illness is never a problem. That's A. Most of the time, I can resist thoughts of illness. That's B. I try to resist the thoughts of illness, but I am unable to do so. That's C. And thoughts of illness are so strong that I no longer even try to resist them. That's D. Okay. Number 5. As a rule, I am not afraid that I have a serious illness. That's A. B. I am sometimes afraid that I have a serious illness. C. I am often afraid that I have a serious illness. Or D. I am always afraid that I might have a serious illness. Which statement sits with you the most? Okay. Perfect. All right. Number 6. I do not have images of myself being ill. Basically mental pictures. A is I don't have mental pictures of myself being ill. I occasionally have pictures of myself being ill. I frequently have mental images of myself being ill. I consistently have mental images of myself being ill, and that will be D. So A being you don't have any mental images of yourself being ill. B is you occasionally have it. C is frequently. And D is constantly. Okay, that's fair. All right. Number 7. I do not have any difficulty taking my mind off thoughts of my health. That's A. B. Sometimes I have difficulty taking my mind off thoughts of my health. C. I often have difficulty taking my mind off thoughts of my health. And D. Nothing can take my mind off thoughts of my health. Okay. Number 8. I am lastingly relieved if my doctor tells me that there's nothing wrong. That's A. I am initially relieved, but the worry sometimes returns later. That's B. I'm initially relieved, but the worry always returns. I am not relieved if my doctor tells me if there's nothing wrong, and that's D. So A is lastingly relieved. B is initially relieved, but the thought sometimes returns. C is initially relieved, but the worry always returns. And D being you're never relieved, even if the doctor tells you you're doing okay. Okay. Number 9. If I hear about an illness, I never think I have it. That's A. If I hear about an illness, I sometimes think I have it myself. That's B. If I hear about an illness, I often think I have it myself. That's C. And D. If I hear about an illness, I always think I have it. C is often. D is always. Okay. Yeah, if you just hear about it. Number 10. If I have a bodily sensation, this is A. If I have a bodily sensation or change, I rarely wonder what it means. That's A. B. If I have a bodily sensation or change, I often wonder what it means. C. If I have a bodily sensation or change, I always wonder what it means. And D. If I have a bodily sensation or change, I must know what it means. Okay. Number 11. I usually feel a very low risk for developing a serious illness. That's A. B is I usually feel a fairly low risk for developing a serious illness. C is I usually feel a moderate risk of developing a serious illness. And D, I usually feel a high risk of developing a serious illness. Which one suits you the most? Okay. Number 12. I never think I have a serious illness. That's A. B is I sometimes think I have a serious illness. C is I often think I have a serious illness. And D, I usually think I have a serious illness. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and go to the next one. All right. And this is the final one. My family, friends would say I do not worry about my health at all. That's A. My family and friends would say I have a normal attitude towards my health. My family and friends would say I worry too much about my health. And my family and friends would say I am a hypochondriac. Okay. Perfect. Alrighty. So far, I have enough information to kind of see where we're at right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything, all the notes I gathered in this session, and just kind of make my assessment there. But overall, we pretty much got everything we needed today. How are you feeling? Okay. If you have any issues before our next session, any feelings of, really, really bad depression to where it gets to where you start having thoughts of suicide or something like that, something along those lines, make sure you have someone you can call. If you have no one, call me. And if you can't reach me, call a helpline. There's a couple of helplines that are available in case you get to a really dark place, because I know dealing with these issues can be very, very hard. Okay? So again, if you need me, just give me a call. We'll see what we can do, alright? Thank you for coming in today. I hope you have a good week. I'll see you next week. Take care and have a good one.